Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to Bariatrics and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about life before, during, and beyond bariatric surgery. So grab yourself a drink and a healthy snack because on today's podcast, we have a lady that is local to Las Vegas. She's here in the studio and she has just had her mummy makeover. Please welcome Janelle.
Hi.
How you feeling, Janelle?
I am feeling great.
All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How old are you? All that kind of fun stuff.
So, as you know, with everybody in Vegas, I'm a transplant.
Yeah.
And, I feel like nobody you meet in Vegas is from Vegas anymore.
It's pretty rare.
I am from California.
Yeah, we got another one. No.
But I'm not from Southern California.
Okay.
I'm from Northern California.
Okay.
So like by the capital, Sacramento area.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been in Vegas. I guess I can call myself a local now. I've been in Vegas for 20 years.
Girl.
Yeah.
I thought you were like 21.
No, she's 35 actually.
Wow, yeah.
She's 35. I work for the state of Nevada.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, in social services. So
very cool. Well, thank you for taking the time and being on Bariatrics and Beyond. You have you lost quite a bit of weight too. So tell us about your weight loss journey.
Like most people, I tried basically any and every kind of diet method to lose weight. I tried Atkins. I tried
everything. Huh?
Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
I tried the prescription, phentermine.
Yeah. I tried that too.
I tried that and I hated it because it just makes you makes you want to vacuum clean your house
at 4 a.m.
Yeah, in the middle of the night. I tried everything. I tried course diet and exercise. And I never lost more than maybe 20, 30 pounds. And so I was just really stuck. And then in 2022, I started having really mobility issues and just wasn't able to do things physically anymore. And started getting really bad headaches. So I'm just maybe it's my eyes, getting older.
Need some new contacts.
Yeah.
Prescription. Yeah.
So I ended up getting my eye exams and getting my eyes checked. And they noticed that my optic nerve was kind of swollen. And they're like, that's a little unusual. So they referred me to a specialist. And they actually found out that I had increased intracranial pressure from that. And it spiraled into this whole thing where they determined that I had this rare brain condition called idiopathic intracranial hypertension. And it's just basically swelling or excess cerebral fluid. And it only happens in obese women.
No way.
So that was scary. They're like, oh, yeah, if, you could lose your vision from this and you really need to consider losing weight. And I'm just like, okay, whoa.
Yeah, serious.
This, we need to do this.
Yep.
Something needs to change. And that's when I kind of started researching bariatric surgery at that point.
And it's life-saving, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? So how much did you lose altogether?
93 pounds.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. So fast forward, you've lost the weight and now it's I want the mummy makeover. I want to get this skin removed. How did you find EOC and how did you know what? Because we have 4 amazing body surgeons. It's so hard to pick one. How did you figure out the surgeon? What was the deciding factors?
So, it's kind of funny. So as I was researching bariatrics, simultaneously I was kind of looking at, because I was looking at it kind of as a full picture. I'm like, okay, you see bariatric patients, they lose a lot of weight. Sometimes they have loose skin. So I'm like, what do they do after that? Yeah. So I kind of, as I was researching bariatrics, I was also looking at the after as well.
That's kind of cool because you also have this goal and this vision, and it's well, I need to get there. It kind of pushes you to keep going.
Yeah, I just wanted I wanted to know fully what I was getting into. And so I was kind of TikTok, Instagram, just bariatrics, hashtags,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
and I'm just like, oh, okay, this one I'm like, and I'm not afraid of, a lot of people are afraid with medical tourism and things like that.
Mhm.
I've never been one of those people. I like embrace travel and, if the healthcare is better and the quality of care is better somewhere else, I embrace that. So.
And like, not to mention it's more affordable too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I work for the government.
Yes.
So, my money I really value.
Mhm.
So so EOC came up a lot
Really?
for like bariatrics.
Yeah, was it like on TikTok or?
Yeah, like on TikTok
Yeah.
and Instagram. And I'm just like, oh man, their patients do really well. And then I'm like, oh, they do I'm like, it's all encompassing. And then so I saw something about a Facebook group. I'm like, okay, I know I haven't even had my surgery yet.
Oh,
like
really?
my bariatric.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, let me just like add myself to the group.
To the plastics?
To the plastics.
Good for you.
Yeah. Let me just keep that like kind of on the back burner.
Yeah.
And from there, I was just kind of like looking at all the surgeons' work, and I'm just like, I'm really meticulous. So I'm just like, okay, who's like is most symmetrical?
Right.
Who's just little things. I'm like, whose waist is like the shape that I want.
Girl, we'll get there in a second, but your waist. It's taking the internet by storm, you guys. But continue. So you're like, who's going to give me the snatch waist and the good lines? Well, I mean, they're all amazing, but who did you end up choosing?
I did choose Dr. Lazo.
Yeah, the crowd goes wild. He's my surgeon too.
Yeah, I did.
We love Dr. Lazos. We love them all, but
yeah, they're all. I mean, you really can't. Honestly, they're all good. It was really like hard to choose, but there was just something like. I don't know. It was kind of just like looking at kind of like different paintings. Like,
right. It is so true. It's so true. And I say that to people as well because they're like, oh, I'm so self-conscious and I don't want the doctor to have to see me naked. I'm like, you're a canvas. They're an artist. Like,
yes.
They're not looking at, oh, she's got this body, she's got that body. They're like, what can I do with this canvas? But it really is. They're artists. Like, it is
exactly
like comparing artworks. It really is.
Yeah.
You get desensitized. Like,
yeah.
Yes, it's the human body, but you're really looking at lines and you're looking at shapes. It's really crazy. So you reached you had your weight loss surgery, then you got to the qualifying BMI in the 10 months. Mm-hmm. Did you do a consult right away, like once you qualified?
No, I waited a bit.
Did you?
Yeah, I just waited a bit. I wanted to be the closest to my goal weight, and I wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got in my head about, with bariatric patients after the honeymoon year, they call it. Everybody's like, you're going to regain. Everybody regains. And I think I regained maybe 5 pounds. Yeah. And then to me, it was like, it might as well have been 20.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so, 5 pounds,
goodness. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not close enough to my goal weight. I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not ready.
Get to a goal. Yeah.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things,
it's like 5 pounds. You just probably needed to take a poop. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It wasn't that big of a deal.
But yeah, no. And then so you were like kind of stable at a weight for a bit, and then you went for your consult, and you thought, okay, Dr. Lazos, was he the only consult you did, or did you consult with other surgeons elsewhere? Or
yes.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
So I did some consults locally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did quite a few locally, actually.
Like in person or online?
In person.
Okay. How'd that go?
It went. So I went.
Isn't it okay, guys? Isn't it crazy? So you chose a surgeon in another country who you didn't even meet, but you did your consults all virtually, and you met several in person, and you got a better like vibes and better, everything else.
Yes.
So don't be afraid of that part, guys. Don't be afraid to do the hard thing. Don't be afraid that it is, not technically, like, in person. Don't be afraid of that because
yeah,
you it's cool. Actually, I'm glad that I asked that because it's cool that you did both. So you said the consults in Vegas, they went. Like, what was not great about them? Well, not good enough for you to want to schedule, I guess.
It's just the work. Some of the work was just inconsistent.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like a red flag for me. And then the prices.
Yep.
It for what it was.
For what you get, yeah.
It wasn't great. And then
did they offer because with EOC they do a pretty big combo?
Yeah.
So the local surgeons, are they doing all that at once? Are they making you come back in like 2-3 stages?
They made you do it in 2 separate things. That would have been 2 recoveries.
Yeah.
And 2 different, hospital fees, surgeon fees.
Yeah.
And then the thing that really was a drawback for me was you get sent home. It was almost like outpatient.
Isn't it wild?
You get sent home the same day. I'm like, after major surgery?
For real. I can't imagine now that you're, how many weeks post-op are you?
Like over a month, a little over.
So you're like about 5-6 weeks post-op, which is still quite fresh because you're still recovering.
Mm-hmm.
And so thank you for being here. But can you imagine being sent home? Like recovery, no. it's not a hard, but you definitely don't go home that day.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine going home 3-4 days later. The stay is 8 days. Did you say 8 days in TJ? And then you get your massage therapist coming to your room and then the nurses helping you get dressed. I would have been lost without them.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing it without it.
Yeah.
So that was a deciding factor too for you?
Yeah. I was no, I want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be in one of the most vulnerable moments in my life, I want somebody to take care of me. So
did you take a companion with you?
I did. I took my significant other, my boyfriend.
Oh, that's really nice. How did he go?
He did really well.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. He was a little apprehensive at first just with being a nurse, but he picked up pretty quick with the nurses. They were
So he is a nurse?
No.
Oh, okay, right.
But he picked up on what to do.
Yeah.
The staff was really helpful in showing him how to do different things.
Aren't the nurses just the angels?
Yes.
They're the best.
Yes.
I had, when I was going through mine, I had Tanya. Did you get Tanya?
Yeah.
I love her.
Mm-hmm.
Even now when I just go out to TJ for work, I was like, hey, Tanya, where you at? You want a lunch break? I'm going to come visit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just love her. But yeah, they don't make you feel, because you said it is really vulnerable. You're in a vulnerable state, but they don't make you feel uncomfortable and they see it all. They see it all.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. They're like, don't worry. That's okay. I'm like, oh gosh, these people are angels. So can you talk us through, what did you have done?
So I had a belt lipectomy, so a belt tummy tuck. So it wraps all the way around the waist. I had lipo to the flanks and the back.
That's what gives you that nice.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I had a BBL.
And her BBL is BBLing. I just took a little peek before you sat down. I'm like, wait, are you on a, where's your boppy?
Oh, you know what?
Girl.
Oops. Yes, I did. I am supposed to be still sitting.
How long do you got to be on the boppy for? Is it 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks?
You're
getting close.
I am.
You're getting close to it being okay, but
yeah, I should.
He's gonna kill me. We have a surprise guest that just joined us, Dr. Lazos, all the way from Tijuana. How are ya?
Nice to see you guys from Vegas.
Good to see you. Dr. Lazos, you have done an incredible job on Janelle.
Well, thank you very much.
And her waist, we were just talking about, she had a few consults here in Vegas, and we're just talking about the deciding factor and what she was looking for in a surgeon. And she said, consistency and, line work. And she was really looking for a nice snatched waist. And her waist is incredible. How did you do it?
Well, everything helps. She already had the body. Some people don't realize when they already have the frame, we just sculpt it and make it better. It's really from patient to patient, but Janelle, we have to explore and get her the best shape as possible. I mean, those curves, we just have to dig in more, show a little bit more of the roundness of her her BBL and everything.
BBL is good too. Can we get a spin, Janelle? Like, show us the waist. We keep talking about it. And we're going to insert pictures too, but you're still healing, but your waist is tiny. You
And
got
she's
her
only
hips.
4 weeks post-op.
I know.
Remember that the swelling goes away 3 to 6 months. So she has still have a long way for the swelling to go away.
Yeah, but she looks incredible already. So I can only imagine her final result. It's going to be insane. So yeah, we were just talking about, you did the lipo as well, and that helps with, getting that hourglass shape and the BBL to enhance everything. Yeah, you've done it.
Everything helps. The muscle repair, the lipo, the BBL, everything helps to make that hourglass figure. It's not just one thing. It's like a couple of things to snatch the waist.
Yeah. And we were saying, because she did have a few consults here in Vegas, they're wanting to do things in sections. And I think the beauty of people going to you guys for surgery is you don't just remove the skin, you remove and you contour and you give the patient a shape and just the femininity. And did you do boobs as well, or what did you do?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So did you do a lift with implants?
Just a lift.
Just a lift.
Nice. But they're very natural. They're very perky.
They are.
Yeah, they're like my 22-year-old boobs again.
There you go. Yeah. I love that. So, Dr. Lazos, do you have any advice for people who are, in the consult stages and looking into having plastic surgery?
Yeah, look, in the United States and in Mexico for weight loss patients, in the books, it's very well described to do it in stages and to combine procedures. Okay. So let's say we do here the safest route to combine procedures for you guys to make it affordable and also to have a good result as long as your safety. So it's really everything. If you like, I understand because also, in the United States, if you do it one study at a time, I think you're gonna go bankrupt. And people also need to know that this is maybe the best shot for weight loss patients to get a good result, to be like normal like other people. But we have to do it as much as we can, but as safely as possible. Okay, we will not jeopardize your safety over a result or for a pricing. It's as much as we can do, and we're very strict with safety measures. The hemoglobin level, the amount of procedures done, as long as you are okay, your health status, your medical questionnaire, everything is very important to us. Okay. So that's why when we get some denials, people get a little bit upset and angry with us, but it's for your safety, guys. We can't accept everything. That is not ethical, and that does not speak highly of us.
I agree, because I think there's obviously like two different ends of the scale. Like you said, the surgeons that want you to do it procedure by procedure, you're going to go bankrupt, and that is kind of like a money grabbing way. And then there's also the surgeons that are like, we can do everything all in one. And, you can do your legs and your stomach and your boobs and like everything. And that's not safe either. So like, I feel like we're definitely that, the realistic, hey, you can do X, Y, Z all together realistically. And it's what's safe. And, some people don't need a second stage. I know for myself, I do. I need to come back because I'm not finished. But, as much as we want to be able to do the total body. And then I even see people in the Facebook group saying, can I get my arms, legs, tummy, boob, back, and face all done at once? It's like, there's a line. We can't do it all at once. You have to be safe about it. But I think, we are very accommodating to, being able to, do it all, not do it all, but like do as much as you can, as safe as you can. So it's definitely a happy medium, I think, that we've found. So that's a good point, Dr. Lazos.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And then, so can you just take us through really quickly, because I know you're not going to be on here for very long. It's just like a quick pop in. But how do people qualify for a consult, and how do you know if you're a good candidate?
Well, you first of all, you have to reach your 31 BMI of a weight loss journey, and once you reach the 31 BMI, then you can move forward to doing the consultation. Sometimes we take consultation when you're on the way to it. Maybe the quote can change a little bit, but that's the number one step, that you have like 31 or less BMI, and also your health status, that you don't have important like other issues in health that can jeopardize your the surgery at the OR. So we need you to be very honest in your health questionnaire once you submit it, so we can give you a feedback. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for popping in. And yeah, your results on Janelle have been amazing. And it's taking the internet by storm. I feel like
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of attention on your videos, and a lot of inquiries are coming through. They're like, I want her
Yeah,
waist.
she looks pretty awesome. I'm very happy
Yeah.
that she's doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about also the post-op care that she has taken of herself.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you go back home, it's up to you. You know, we guide you, but if you follow the instructions we give you correctly, you should have minimal complications or issues.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Lazos. We'll see you
There you
soon.
go.
Bye.
It was very good to see you, Janelle.
You too.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Yay, that was a nice little surprise. What did you think about seeing Dr. Lazos? Were you nervous? You're like, oh, there he is. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, where's my puppy?
I know. We were just talking about it. Because I had asked him, like, hey, do you have like a spare minute? I've got Janelle and she's doing really well. And it'd be really nice for you to pop in. And he was like, yes, absolutely. I was like, oh, wow, this is so perfect. So that was great. But he was saying about the recovery. I've been watching you on social media, and you are following everything to a T, apart from the puppy. But but you even like your nutrition and everything. So can you talk to us about like how your recovery's been, and like, do you have any tips for a successful recovery if anyone's, in the process?
For sure, you want to do as little as possible. Yeah. It is the recovery. It wasn't like the pain level is really non-existent.
Agreed. It's just uncomfortable.
Yes, it's more uncomfortable, or
you get tired of sitting or laying, and you just want to move, but like you just really got to just lay up and stay still.
Yeah, and I think that almost makes it more difficult. Yeah, because you don't feel the pain, so you almost like, oh, let me just throw something in the wash, and oh yeah, I can wipe down the counters and the dish, but you really don't want to do that because those little movements, that's how you end up with little opening. And
yes, they usually say by about the third week, because you're feeling pretty decent. And then that's when an opening will happen, because you start doing more. And did any of that happen to you? Did you kind of like start to do a little bit more? Did you get have you got any openings or any little like, pulls or anything like that? It's very common, but
yeah. So I had actually a clear, like a stitch.
Oh yeah.
Spit out. So we clipped that, and when we clipped it, some like fluid, some of the fluid came out, and so it has a little tiny little opening.
Is that in your belt or?
It's right. Yep, it's right on the hip, which is a common area because the skin is so like thin. Yeah, right there. Yeah, but that stitch, it was never going to heal until I took it out.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Same thing happened to me in my back as well. Like right in the middle of my torsoplasty. Like on this side, like right in the middle. But the guys, this is part of the process, honestly. Like it doesn't happen to everybody, but little things like this, it is very common. And I think sometimes people freak out. Did you freak out, or were you just like, because you've been in the page enough, I think, to know as well that that happens.
And it was so small. It almost looked like, like when you're younger, you like scrape your knee or something like that. That's exactly what it looked like. Right. So it's kind of like, oh. Yeah,
it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but if complications do happen, or, it's not a small, sometimes it could be bigger. And we say just email your coordinator. Did you email Andrea? Yeah.
I did, but I kind of felt like I knew how to handle it.
Just to be sure though. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like knew what to do. But then I did email her, and I'm like, hey,
checking.
Just wanted to kind of like let you know about this. And she was like, this is what I did for it. And she was like, oh yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But this is also, and if
keep it clean, keep it dry, all that.
Keep it clean, keep it dry. If if this happens, then you would do this and also contact me.
Yeah, send me photos, and she sends them.
Yep. Yeah. So there was also the if this, then that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so I know what to look out for. If
isn't that kind of like so reassuring just to know that even though you've had surgery and you are already back home, you still have that contact person, you know what I mean, who is your direct line to the surgeon. So, you know, had it been something big, or you know what I mean, because she's been doing it for a very long time too, so she can kind of gauge. But you know what I mean? She sends it straight to Dr. Lazos, and Dr. Lazos will say XYZ, tell her to do this, you know. So it's so nice to still be able to have that, like, that direct line, but also the Facebook group. It's like it's a support page because, again, you know, you don't give medical advice on there, but you see things, you hear stories, and so you know that, oh, I'm not alone, or this is something that's kind of normal, like don't freak out, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And that's why I didn't freak out when it happened, because I literally typed it in the search bar. I'm like, I love that search bar. I'm like spit stitch. Because I remember seeing that a lot. And then like all these posts came up, and I'm like, just kind of read through them. I'm like, oh yeah, this is exactly what's happening. So I knew exactly
what to freak out.
And I'm like,
kind of common. But
so I was like, oh, okay. I feel there's no anxiety, because I know this is a common complication. You know?
Complication. So let me ask you, like, kind of like rewinding a bit. So after you got out of surgery, we're binded up for like the first day, and you're in the hospital overnight. You can't see anything really because you're in a binding. Then it's the next morning they unwrap you. It's like a present, you know. And then the nurses they'll get you up. When you looked at your body, like, what did you think for the first time? How did you feel?
Well, so I kind of cheated a little bit.
Oh, you did?
So because I knew that by the time, like, I kind of came to and everything after surgery, that Dr. Lazos would have already posted the picture like on the page. So it was funny because like I was kind of out of it from like the medicine and everything after surgery, and I was already getting text messages like, "Girl, you look so good," and I'm like, "What? How do they know?" And I'm like, "Oh, the pictures." And so I go to the page, and I'm just like, oh my God.
That's me?
Yeah, I'm like, that's no.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way I was like, just floored. I was like,
that's my shape.
I'm like, there's no, because I was like, okay, before I went out there, I was like, you kind of like, I don't know, you pull your skin in the mirror.
Yes, yeah.
Just like, okay, let me see how this is really going to look. Like, I'm like, okay, he's going to get me like this. Yeah. Like, tuck it back.
It's so funny that we all do that though.
Yeah.
I do it too, yeah.
You know, especially if you're getting like a breast lift, you kind of like, you're like, they're going to be right here. Your stomach's going to be right here.
Right here, yeah.
And when I saw the pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, he got tighter, I'm like, he got it tighter than I could have ever even thought. And I'm just like, there's no way. And I'm like, no, it's never, I'm like, that is
me, yeah.
And I'm just like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, how many people are telling you, oh my God, your waist is so tiny. Like, did you ever in your life imagine people would like say, your waist is so tiny? Like,
no.
Isn't it crazy?
Never.
Because you're so petite. And
I would never.
You'd never know, huh? Like prior to.
I would never think that word would be associated with me.
You are. You're like so tiny, so petite. Your waist is like.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, you must feel like $1 million because you look $1 million. You really do.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for? Because like right now, this is actually a really good time of year to do it too, because by the time summer ticks around, let's be honest, in Vegas, it's like in 2.5 days. Yeah. But like, what are you most excited for with this new body?
Shopping.
Yeah. Have you started?
No, but I feel like I've always kind of been into like the vintage, like pinup style and like burlesque. And
have you ever been to Viva?
No.
It's Easter weekend every year at the Orleans, right? And it's all it is. It's like a 4-day weekend, and it's like the car show, the burlesque shows, the bands, everyone from all over the world. It's been going for like 20 years or something, from all over the world. All the pinups, like all the big names in pinup modeling and all vendors. It's a huge thing. You got to come.
Okay,
I go every year.
Yeah.
You got to, because I love all that that style too. When I was plus size, I really kind of like leaned into that style a lot, and I did some plus size pinup modeling because I love that the pinup community like really embrace plus size as well.
I noticed
they had like such fun clothes, and so that's kind of I really leaned into that as a plus size girl. But I still love it, and I still go every year. We've got to go. You have to come. It's at the Orleans. Even if you just like hang around, the car show's like on a Saturday. It's huge. Like I mean, thousands of people. But it's like, get you. Like maybe that could be like because it's in by the end of April, so you'll be pretty fully healed.
Yeah.
So think about a nice pencil dress. And like
I
the
know.
hair and the wings and the. It'll be so good.
I know.
Okay. Well, you got my number, so we'll have to plan to do it because it's.
That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
So I'm like all these like little like dresses that I'm just like all these like wiggle dresses and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be good.
You got the perfect shape for it too. Like I mean, anyone can wear it, but now you are like that bombshell pinup shape. That's like the ideal. You know what I mean? You would really rock it too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So you just want to like do you online shop or do you like now that you can just like try clothes on so easily? Like
that's what I'm most excited about is tapping into that and
just seeing what fits your body and like what style because your style changes so much after plastic surgery too. I was always into like the pin-up and the thing, but I would always do swing dresses, so like all the flowy ones and like the petticoats, and I still do love that. But like nothing's better than a pencil skirt or like a nice bodycon dress. You're like, oh my God, this is like me.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. There's actually like I should have gotten it. Well, I think it's probably still on sale. There's like a gold dress that I want. It's I think it's by Elle Rebel.
Oh yeah, they're good. They're a Vegas company.
Oh really?
Are they Vegas? Or are they like LA? But like they're like local-ish. Yeah.
It's like a replica of the Marilyn Monroe like birthday dress.
Oh, with all the sparkles.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that. And they make that like the mesh of it, they make it in different skin tones.
Yeah.
So they have like a peachy one like for like blondes and they got like a tan, more of a tanned one for like brunettes. And they got all shades. I love that. And you need that dress.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need that dress. I'm pretty sure. I want to look them up.
Because I saw it a while ago.
Yes.
I saw it like it was like around Christmas, I think. And now I'm like, ooh, I should get that. I was like, I should get that.
Yes, and you need to wear it to Viva.
Yeah.
This needs to happen. I got to see this vision come to life. I know exactly the dress you're talking about. It's a beautiful dress. And it's kind of lower in the back as well. And all the rhinestones. Yes. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Yeah. Oh my gosh, let's do it. Look at me. Let's do that. I'm like, yeah, you're coming to got you in the head. Like, you're coming to Viva.
Yeah.
We're doing this. Oh gosh. Okay, so let's talk about recovery when you get home, because when you go to Mexico, you don't really need to take too much because everything's kind of really, you faja when you get there and, the nurses come and bandage you. But when you get home, that's when you kind of need to stock up on your supplies because you need to, the nurses teach you how to dress yourself, but you need to have your supplies. So can you give us kind of an idea of what advice you would give to people like to buy for recovery at home and what your routine looks like?
Yes.
Recovery, yeah.
So you definitely need to invest in gauze, like rolled gauze, like a lot of rolled gauze.
And that's because before, like when you put your faja on, you guys, you cover your incisions with the gauze because you don't, have the faja straight on your incisions. But
yeah. In Mexico, they use compresses.
Yeah.
They're almost
cheesecloth-ish, like.
Yeah, or like almost like cloth diapers.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Which you can get extra when you're there.
Yeah.
But once you run out of those,
gauze, you can buy them.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know that when I was having my surgery, but for my legs, I'm gonna buy them because I was going through boxes of Johnson & Johnson, and they're kind of pricey too.
Yeah,
like they're like $10 for like one or two, and I was going through that a shower. So I was like, yeah. So gauze. Yeah. What else?
Tape. The medical tape. The one I use, I don't know. It's the one that doesn't tear off the little hairs on your skin.
Yeah.
You want to get the little suture removal kit.
Oh yes.
You want to get. They're only like $4 on Amazon, but you will need that for when it is time to, if you're comfortable, take out your stitches.
Did you do your own?
I did not.
Who did yours?
I had an RN friend.
Oh, nice.
Come
I
over.
feel like everyone's got an RN friend or a friend of a friend that has an RN friend. Like,
everybody, And so I was just like, hey, can you?
Nice.
Yeah.
And so that's good.
She came over and did that.
Flipped him out.
So you need it for that, and also you need it to remove your drain. Which
did you do that?
Well, so funny little story about that.
Oh, actually, I seen this post. Yes. Okay.
Yes. So apparently, my drain, unbeknownst to me, was working its way out for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Because when I went for my lymphatic massage, she noticed that the little, where it's inserted, that some fluid was coming out. And she was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, it's almost like it's not even connected.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, that is kind of weird. But we finished the massage. I stand up to get everything, my clothes back on. And I look on the floor and the tube is just.
The drain just came out on its own.
Yeah, the tube is just on the floor. And I'm like,
ooh.
is that the end of the bulb? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, that's the end of it. And so then we start feeling around like my abdomen, like, wait, is there more in there? And she's like, no, that's it.
Yeah. So, but it's just, which is crazy because the drain tube is usually stitched, stitched in, but yours must have.
It had come
undone. That's the first I've ever heard of that happening.
It just, she was just gosh,
you got a good massage therapist. She's like, massage your drain out, girl. Yeah. Wow.
And, I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, that's so easy. Crazy. Yeah. You read, I would read on the group. It was such a thing, taking the drain out and when I tried to pull it, it got stuck on something. And
yours is just like,
I'm like, mine just fell out.
I'm ready to go. Peace, evacuation.
Yeah.
Was it close to where it needed to come out anyways? Like you're in a few days or?
It literally was it fell out the day before she said I could take it out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. That's you didn't have to do that.
Yeah. So I emailed her back. I'm like, hey, so I'm sure
again.
I'm sure you saw in the group, but my drain actually just fell out. So you can disregard me asking when it can come out.
And she was like,
yeah,
that's okay.
I was going to tell you we could come out tomorrow, but yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, it was ready. It was like, look, I'm not waiting for Angela to reply. I'm just coming out on my own.
Yeah. But I didn't even feel, I'm like,
that's kind of cool.
Geez, wouldn't I have felt it slowly coming out or something?
I'm just surprised that the stitch had unraveled and you didn't notice. And it's probably just slowly worked its way out. Were you, so the massages, were you getting them every day or?
I was getting them twice a week.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And are you done with your massages now?
No, I'm still getting them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How much longer are you going to do that for?
Maybe 3 or 4 more weeks.
Yeah. And how do you feel? Talk about the massages because I know a lot of people are like, I hear scary things about the massages. Tell me about the massages post-surgery in Mexico and then now the relief and how you feel and are they different, that kind of thing.
I looked forward to my massages every single day.
Same.
I couldn't wait when they would every morning the AOC office would call you around 8 or 8:30 and they would tell you what time your massage was going to be for that day. And I looked forward to that call every morning.
You're like, oh, what time?
Ring. I'm like, what time? Yeah, what time? And I always would be so happy if it was a morning, an earlier one.
Yeah. And did you get Maripa's?
I did. I got her twice.
Isn't she the sweetest?
Yeah.
I love her. She's so lovely.
Yeah. And she puts I feel like she puts the best pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's really good. Yeah. And so they felt good. They were painful. Was the first one painful for you or just was relief? You feel so relief after it because you do swell. Swelling is so they say swell how it's a real thing. You just, by the end of the day you swell and even up to a year or so. Even sometimes for me at the end of the day I'm
I'm swelling now.
Yeah. We were talking about it before. I'm how are you? I'm swollen. I'm I'm so bloated. It's just all these things you feel now after plastic surgery, which is really wild. But after that massage you actually feel it's almost like they massage the swell away. But they kind of do because they're moving all the fluids.
Yeah.
It accumulates. really crazy how
Yeah.
our bodies work, huh?
It felt like it kind of reminded me of like being juiced.
Yeah,
Almost.
right.
Like, I don't
yeah,
know.
like how when you like roll the orange, you know,
Yeah.
like to kind of like
oh,
get
that
the
felt
juice.
so. That's
Yeah.
what I literally felt like I was being juiced every day. And
That's
it felt
funny.
like really good.
Because when you do have the drain in, if it doesn't decide to work its way out, you see it.
Yeah,
you see it flowing through. You see the liquid flowing through. It's like.
I even at one point felt like I could hear something, like when she was like,
oh yes,
I felt like I heard.
I
like,
heard
the
it too,
liquid or something.
Like,
yeah.
Yep, I heard it like all under here, and yes, yeah, it's weird. Our bodies are crazy. All right, so one last question before I let you go. How you said you got a partner? How have your friends and family like reacted to your new body?
So I was really hesitant at first to even tell them that I was having surgery.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Just because, and, family, especially when you're going to another country.
Yep.
They are very
skeptical and
skeptical. Is it safe?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't tell my family that I was actually even going to have surgery until it was closer to the time to go.
Okay.
But once I told them, and I told them that I researched and I sent them all my research, it was, and then I documented everything, of course. They were on board. And then once they saw the results, everybody was like, wow, this is like the best I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is unmatched.
Yeah.
What was the info that, where did you go?
Yeah, drop his details.
Yeah, everybody is just like amazed and everything.
Yep.
And, with everything, with me documenting, I feel like it really helped.
It helps a lot, yeah.
Because then they got to like see like, this is where I was for my blood draw. This is where I went for, my pre-op. This is where I went to stay. And this is where they operated,
Mm-hmm.
They got to see, what I saw, and they're like, "Oh, wow, that's really modern. Oh, that's really clean."
Like, that's the hospital. Like, wow, like
they're really fascinated, and I feel like that when people get to see firsthand, it kind of alleviates that fear. And so, I think with them seeing everything and then seeing my results, they're like, "Ooh, maybe it's not so bad."
Actually, like, but you're like, trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but
I've done my research.
Loves the results.
What about your boyfriend?
Oh, he loves it.
Is he?
Yeah. He's super excited.
I bet.
Yeah.
All right. So, last question, Janelle. Any tips for people that are researching or thinking about having plastic surgery, mummy makeover? What would you say?
I would say to make sure that you have a good support system. Because a lot of the journey is mental.
Very much.
And I did not realize that. When I started out, even with bariatric surgery, just going through the massive change with your body, it's really jarring. And sometimes your mind doesn't have time to catch up to what you actually look like now.
That is so true. Yeah.
So the same thing with plastic surgery. It's another huge change that you're making. So you just really need to make sure that you have people in your corner that are going to remind you that things are okay, that your body is changing, and that's okay. You're still the same person. Even when you're recovering, you're not going to be able to do simple things. Like, I cried because all I wanted to do was just take a shower and get dressed.
On your own.
On my own.
Yeah.
And I broke down and started crying. And
it's so, honestly, I think plastic surgery does something to your hormones because you do become way more emotional. Like things, it's a roller coaster. Like the healing process is a roller coaster. It's crazy. So that's a really good tip.
Yeah. You need to have somebody. And then, so I have my boyfriend. He's like, it's okay. Like, I can help you. And I'm just like, I don't want you to help. I don't want
to. Because you feel like a burden. You feel like you almost lose your independence. Feel like quite a bit. Yeah.
And you do. And you have to because you have to follow the post-op instructions, which that's another tip.
Yes. Yeah.
You need to follow those instructions. Otherwise, you're going to open yourself into complications and it's, you're not going to heal well and you're going to compromise your results. And then you also need to have people that, like nurse friends.
Yeah, that helps.
To be able to do things like, take out your stitches and kind of, help you out with things like, hey, this little spot's red.
Yeah.
This look cool. Like,
it does help to have, those kind of people in your corner. So they are really great tips. So let's raise our Stanleys. Let's raise our drink bottles. So cheers to you and your results. Welcome to the EOC family. And Viva. Let's do it.
Yes.
I feel like you need that Marilyn dress.
Yes.
It needs to happen. I'm so excited.
I know.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. And thank you, Janelle, for joining us today on Bariatrics and Beyond. We'll see you next week. Bye.